From your point of view?
Well, to be honest with you, we'd be lying if we said it's as good as the best, finest Iranian beluga, or royal beluga out there. But it is certainly very, very good, and I think it compares.
A little better than the old Chardonnay?
Yeah, a little Chardonnay.
I mean, I have never heard of Chinese wine, let alone drunk it before. No. What should I be fearing the worst here?
No, I think the ones we picked for you are the best of what's around here in these parts. But what's incredible is a staggering amount of wine that's made and sold here to banquets.
That is quite nice.
Yeah. These are the ones that this is the one I picked it the best.
So they're doing to wine really what the Chinese do to everything we do. They're taking it, making it bigger and better, and probably going to flog it back to us.
I think the wines are a little further off, but I could see where it will mature to that point. But certainly many other products, most definitely.
I mean, the foie gras is magnificent.
I think these guys are doing a pretty good job.
I mean, there are lots of very rich people in Shanghai. What are the craziest lunches or dinners you've had in here?
I mean, we had 3 chaps come in and spend about 25,000–30,000 RMB within 30 minutes and then left.
So about £3,000, back.
In and out.
Half an hour.
Quick bite, quick drop. But we've had customers come in and spend the equivalent of £6,000–7,000 on a dinner for 2.
Blimey. Well, since the slap-up Chinese in town costs about a £5, it's not exactly cheap. I wonder if they were hungry again half an hour later. At this point, you might be panicking that China's taking over the world. But don't worry, there's still one great British export that they haven't quite mastered yet, although the state does have a plan for this too. It's amazing. Like an English ground. This is Shanghai FC, who last year finished second in the Chinese Premiership. Like every other team in this league, they were formed just 17 years ago after party officials decided that football was vital for national prestige. As English football commentator Rowan Simons explained, it's a game of 2 halves. Rowan, here we are at the middle of Shanghai's match. There's no doubt there's a very anglicised feel to this. I mean, they've got, the famous Liverpool banner, "You'll never walk alone." It's all been nicked from Britain, really, isn't it?
No, absolutely. I mean, sort of mid-80s, when China started opening up, that's when the TV opened up. They started watching football on television. At the time, they were watching the likes of Liverpool doing well in Europe. And that's the culture of football that they picked up on.
I hear that it's as corrupt as hell.
Yeah, there's many stories of referees getting lumps of cash or bags of cash before the game, both teams coming in, and then you'll have to replenish that at half-time. Very, very serious corruption issues here throughout the history of the league.
And that goes on even at professional level like this?
Especially at the professional level. I have to say, we do amateur games, or charity cups, and we have the same thing happening there.
Makes our Premiership look squeaky clean, doesn't it? But what about this state plan to become the world's #1 footballing nation? What would worry me is that when they got their act together with athletics, it took about 10 minutes. And the next thing we knew, that was the Olympics gone.
Well, I mean, athletics was actually not the case. They didn't win a single medal in athletics. What they did 10 years ago is choose which sports they thought the rest of the world was weak in and concentrate on those. So a lot of women's weightlifting. There aren't that many women weightlifting around the world. Shooting and things like this.
They were quite cunning.
They were very, very cunning, and an absolute state plan to win the Olympics by targeting sports that other countries didn't take seriously.
From the look of this lot, they've got a long way to go with football. I mean, on a positive note, it's quite comforting that the one thing they can't do better than us is football.
Well, absolutely, and we should be very comforted by that because they're bloody useless.
Shanghai has revealed itself to be a heady fusion of both East and West, an emerging giant wrought from the most compelling principles of seemingly opposite ideologies. This city is all that's best about capitalism and communism, and all that's worst. I can only liken it to Victorian London, where the super rich and the desperately poor live together in this vast, smouldering cauldron of consumption and construction. Everything on a gigantic scale, like a modern-day industrial revolution. And just like those Victorians, there's a super confidence which is really infectious about here. Recent surveys show that 83% of Chinese believe that tomorrow will be better than today. And Shanghai epitomizes that attitude.